friends, I'm sorry. I got this one wrong. Sometimes you make mistakes, and on this one, I made a colossal mistake. But to be fair, there was no real way of knowing that NIO's CEO would completely lose his marbles. NIO will likely spend more money than Tesla in 2023. And currently, they're burning through cash at a rate you just would not believe. How they can possibly sustain this, I have no idea. The factory they have planned in Hungary will cost $3 billion. Losses are up at the company by 400%, and the CEO believes they can keep on spending rampantly and somehow reduce their losses. I don't know how they plan on doing this. He has not revealed a plan on how they are actually going to achieve this, and frankly, I perceive this as being mathematically impossible. About a month ago, the CEO of NIO was very heavily critical of Tesla. He said at any moment they're ripe to be disrupted and that they potentially will lose most of their market share. Then NIO reported their quarterly sales figures. Turns out they lost 400% more money than they did over the same quarter last year. And then they did something else which was, I think, absolutely mind-blowingly crazy. NIO believe that, the bank is just going to give them as much money as they could possibly dream of having. And they'll keep on burning it like a pile of cash that's just on fire. Seriously. What they're saying they're planning on doing, in my opinion, seems absolutely mind-blowingly crazy. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. Great to see you. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Welcome back, everyone else. I want to clarify something here. I've sold all of my NIO stock after the past month of what? I sold all of it because of the comments of the CEO, because of NIO's decisions and their direction. Now, I had a bit left today. After I read the latest news of their plans, I said enough is enough. I got rid of everything. It's all gone. So, yeah, realistically, my plan initially was to hold NIO stock for 10 years. That was my plan. But sometimes plans have to change when companies make bizarre and what I think crazy decisions which are irresponsible and exceptionally reckless. Now, clearly the CEO of NIO thinks that money just grows on trees, which is surprising to me because NIO actually went bankrupt a few years ago and they kind of had a restructuring, a little bit like General Motors, and they kind of rose like a phoenix from the ashes, you might say, but they're doing the same thing again. They're just spending recklessly. And when I say recklessly, here is part of what I'm talking about. NIO plans on spending enormous figures of money. They're already doing it. They have 6 electric car models, right? 6 models. They're a small startup. They have 6 models of cars. They have NIO houses all over China. They're building them across Europe. They have more than 1,200 battery swapping stations in China. They're doing them in Europe as well. And they're burning through cash. And then they came out and said, you know what? We're going to build another 5 new models next year. So NIO will have 11 different models you can order from them next year. The crazy thing is, right, at the same time, they're building a new factory in Hungary, which will be the only factory they actually own because they don't make their own cars in China. Other companies make them for them. So that'll be the first factory that they own. They're bringing out 5 new EVs. Now they'll have 11 models. 11 models. This is a small company. And in addition to that, they're already losing money at a historically fast rate. Losses up 400% versus the same quarter last year. Frankly, you guys know I've made lots of videos about NIO. They make, the companies that make their EVs, which obviously they hold 50% ownership in those joint ventures, but don't actually make them themselves, to be fair, do make good cars. They're good vehicles. There's no doubt about that. I just made a video, yesterday, about the award NIO won in Germany, winning an award over BMW, Audi, and Mercedes EVs. But the thing is, it doesn't matter if you make the world's best electric cars. If you don't make many of them, don't make them yourself, and you're burning through cash at a historic pace, then frankly, how do you avoid bankruptcy? Just keep on praying that investors are going to pour money into the company. At some point, investors will say, you know what? This is not a good idea. Now, what am I talking about in terms of NIO's CEO? Well, NIO's CEO is criticizing Tesla, saying, oh, they actually do make a profit, sure, but that's because they have really good efficiency. That's what they're focused on. All they're focused on is efficiency at the cost of everything else. Anyway, there's lots of criticism that he made on Tesla. There's no point dwelling on it. But my key issue here is, well, he also lied. He clearly lied. That's a fact. He said that Tesla reducing the prices of its EVs has had no impact on NIO whatsoever. The thing is, right, that's completely untrue. And we know it's untrue. So why he said that, I don't know. Does he think we're all stupid? Does he think, people that actually pay attention, investors that invest in NIO, they're just brain dead? They don't actually do their research? Here is my point. On the 4th of November, CNEV Post reported that wait times for every single one of NIO's models have declined significantly. Now, the thing is, if you actually look at these wait times in the context of the way the company builds cars, you'll realize that there are no wait times anymore for NIO's cars. That's a problem. That means their demand has gone down significantly. There's no question it has. NIO's models, wait time for the majority of them, for most of them, is 2 to 3 weeks. Well, NIO builds on order. So you make an order, then they build it. So that's about the time that's going to take them to build the car, 2 to 3 weeks. Therefore, for the majority of their cars, there's actually no backlog at all. So they're trying to tell me that 2 weeks after Tesla discount their EVs, NIO's wait times go from 10 plus weeks down to 2 to 3 for most of them. And there's no impact on their demand whatsoever. Well, clearly there is. We know that it takes NIO 2 to 3 weeks to build to order. A customer orders a car, a certain paint color, and they'll wait for a couple of other orders in that color, then they'll build the car, right? That's going to take 2 to 3 weeks. So basically, NIO's demand is definitely an issue right now. Amongst all of this, NIO also plans on doing something else. They want to have a budget, well, not budget, but cheaper priced electric car brand. And they want to actually sell 500,000 per year under this new subsidiary brand. The new NIO brand is scheduled to launch in the second half of 2024, and it will primarily compete with the Tesla Model 3 and the Model Y. Target sales prices are between 200,000 and 300,000 yen, currently about 28,000 to 43,000 euros. Now, according to Lee's announcement, the vehicles will be 10% cheaper than the respective Tesla models and will also be compatible with NIO's battery swap system. So basically, NIO is saying, we're going to have our subsidiary build EVs for us, right? That will be comparable to Tesla's vehicles. And we're going to sell them for 10% cheaper than Tesla's cars. Now, you guys already know the price of Tesla's cars in China. They are exceptionally cheap, exceptionally affordable. And NIO is saying, we don't make any profit on our EVs now at all, right? But somehow magically, we're going to make this new brand, which we won't manufacture ourselves. So we won't have any kind of advantages there. At the start, we'll be making smaller numbers of these, of course, until we hopefully get 500,000 orders and we can somehow make 500,000 per year. And we're going to make a profit on those cars. Now, clearly, if NIO does make these new EVs under this new sub-brand, well, if someone manufactures those cars for them, there's a middleman involved. The middleman has to get paid, right? And then NIO has to make a profit on top of that. So essentially, NIO has every disadvantage in this equation, in this scenario, right? Tesla has every advantage. 1, volume, right? Volume. 2, they only produce really 2 different models of car, and they produce them massively, en masse already now. They have the demand now. I don't see how NIO thinks they're going to be able to sell these cars at that price without continuing to hemorrhage money. Nothing NIO's CEO is saying right now makes any sense. Basically, by the end of 2024, they're going to have like 15 different models on the market and somehow magically start making money. They say they're going to start making money by the 4th quarter of next year. How? They're burning through money at an insane rate. Now, I haven't mentioned NIO's houses. The NIO house is like a hangout place where you can go for NIO owners. NIO has spent millions and millions of dollars on these luxurious, cool houses where you can go and hang out. That's an operating cost. They're doing the same thing in Europe. Now, it sounds cool, right? Sounds fun. The thing is, if you're only selling 10,000 cars a month worldwide, how do you actually make your costs cover that? I don't understand NIO's thinking. In addition, they're building out battery swapping stations all over Europe. They've got 1,200 in China, and they plan on doubling that number within the next 2 years. I don't understand NIO. I really am totally baffled. This money, where do they think it's going to come from? Well, the thing is, this is ridiculous. I've read what their plans are. I've read their expenditure numbers. They claim they're not going to increase their R&D spend at all over the next 12 months in order to achieve all these magical things. Now, if you hold NIO stock, well, I can't tell you to sell. I'm not going to tell you to sell, but I've got to provide you with the facts. My friends, I got this one wrong. I apologize. Thank you for listening. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Bye-bye.